So once you have a data science team, you need to think about how that team is going to interact with other teams within your organization. So there's a few different modes under which that can happen, and I'm just going to talk about each one of them and how the data science team interacts with outside people in that role. So the first one I wanted to talk about was consulting. So consulting is a opportunity for your team to collaborate with other people where they come to you. So they bring problems from outside that they want to have solved, whether it's maybe predicting how many people will come to a certain website or identifying how many people will click on an ad or any other kind of problem that's based in something that they're working on that they think machine learning or prediction or inference would help them out with. So that's a consulting model where they sort of come to you. Another option is that you could have collaboration. So in collaboration, the data science team will work sort of closely hand in hand with one of your teams to sort of build out a whole project. And so in that case, it might be long term in the sense that you might have one data scientist working with one external team, say the marketing team, for a long period of time, or with one collaborator for a long period of time. And in that case, you often build a sort of a deeper knowledge of the exact function or role of that external person. And so that can often help in the data science process. When you're talking about just a consulting relationship, you only get sort of a superficial idea about what's the problem it is that you're solving. And so data science can still be useful, but it really doesn't have that deep dive effect where the person actually has expertise in the area that they're working on. Another way that the data science team can interact with the outside community at your organization is through teaching. So almost all data science organizations can play a useful role by educating other people about what data science is, what data science can be used for, how that team can actually help benefit all the different teams within the organization or the other collaborative groups within the organization. And so a teaching role for a data science unit is always a very helpful component. And so one way to do that is to organize one-off events where you have a particular idea that's taught, say how to visualize data or how to interact with data. Another is to have sort of a standing teaching commitment where you have a sort of a boot camp for people that come in. How does data science help them? So finally, you can have a data science team be creative and propose new ideas and actually move the organization forward. So there's an idea that you could be data driven in the sense that you can go out and collect data and make all of your decisions based on the data wisdom that you collect from those. But that actually falls a little short of being able to really make transformative changes based on data. In order to make transformative changes with data, you need to propose new hypotheses and then test those hypotheses and see if they actually work. So it might be creating a new product and seeing that, and then running experiments to see if that product works. Or it might be predicting, consumer behavior or, any kind of behavior that you're interested in based on machine learning in a new way, in a new application. Those sorts of creative ideas can often come from the data science team, particularly if they're involved in those sort of close collaborative relationships where they really understand what's the problem we're trying to solve. And maybe they have a new idea or some new data that they can go collect either within your organization or externally to answer that question. And so it's always great to give your data science team a little bit of freedom to be creative and to come up with their own ideas.